another Happy Mail Day at the end of last week. For 2 years I have been looking for a Romney fleece, and I had been hoping to find one when I went to the Bendigo Sheep and Wool Show, but didn't have any luck. I didn't go home unhappy by any means. I found Gotland and Corriedale and Inverleigh Blacknose and Drydale, and another breed called Cartledale, which is a new one. So I was very happy when I was coming home from Bendigo, but I didn't find Romney. And as I said, I've been looking for about 2 years. I found out about farms that have got them using the rare breed websites, and I've tried contacting people, but they never get back to me, which is fair enough because farmers are very busy people. But when I got back from Bendigo, I was just having another look online, and I came across a business in Victoria who do olive oil and 2 heritage sheep breeds, the Baby Doll Southdown and Romney. And there was a form to contact them about getting raw Romney fleece. So I had finally found a source. There was really lovely correspondence with Jennifer, and so that arrived on Friday, and she just packaged it beautifully. So if you're an Australian hand spinner looking for Romney, I highly suggest that you give this farm a try. Just the most beautiful business cards, and on the back is just this gorgeous picture. And when I opened the box to get out the fleeces, I was just really blown away by how beautifully she had put it all together. So again, we've got this gorgeous image of the sheep and olives. I think these are grapes. I just love it. I just love it. There's 2 bags because I bought a kilo, and she packaged it into 2 500-gram bags with these gorgeous canvas bags, tote bags. It's not a coated fleece, so it comes with the usual VM and a bit of dirt. Jennifer was saying that it washes out beautifully, and long wool, lustrous long wools often do. I find they're very easy to scour, very satisfying compared to a farm wool, which can take so many rinses before you really start to get rid of the dirt and the lanolin. So here is a lock. The staple length, just eyeballing it, is maybe 6 inches, 6 to 7 inches. Very wide crimp, which is typical of Romney, say 2 or 3 crimps per an inch. When I have spun a Romney cross way back in the beginning, and it was from Vale, I'm pretty sure, and it was from their flock before they introduced fin, which Kath was telling me when they introduced the fin, it just transformed their flock and the fleeces. So before that, this was a fleece from before the fin, so it had a very strong Romney feel about it, according to my aunt. And I absolutely loved spinning it, and it was not soft, but there was this real squishiness to it that reminds me of memory foam. But I'll be curious to see if this is similar or different. This is pure Romney, so we'll find out. I'm going to scour this as soon as I can. I have a scouring queue, and the Romney's just going to leapfrog the entire queue. And then I'm going to spin this in the near future. I think I won't be able to resist. So that's some scouring for this week. I have finished spinning the indigo wool for my friend, beanie and colourwork mittens and colourwork beanie. This is the result of 200 grams. I just thought there would be more, but there was a bit of wastage, which I find flick carding always does create more wastage than if you were to just put it straight into the drum carder and then pick out the nips and things. But the flick carding really takes out a lot of extra work, but I think you do lose more in the long run. There's definitely more on this bobbin, and this one has a thinner shaft down the middle. This is a newer Ashford bobbin and it's just a little bit thicker, but that's okay. Whatever's left on this bobbin, I will do a centre pull ball and ply from that, because this will all be a 2-ply yarn. So I'm going to ply that very soon. And I also finished the Ryeland and Suri because I just felt like it. So this was 5 batch altogether, and so that would be, I think most of my batch are normally around 25 grams, so that's just about 125 grams, maybe 130. We'll find out. So this is also going to be a 2-ply, and I'm probably going to ply this soon. I think when I'm doing the indigo ones, I'll probably just be on a plying roll and want to just keep plying something else, so I'll get on and do that one too, and just get that nice little bit of dopamine from having finished something extra. No plan as yet for what I'm going to knit with this. This was just an experiment of blending Ryeland and Suri together. haven't set this up to look aesthetically amazing at all. I'm really just in the middle of a spin project and thought I'll just do some showing and telling now and get this video finished and published. I have had a productive week with the spinning. So I plied up the indigo yarn that I made from my friend's Merino Suffolk, and I finished the contrast yarn, which came up somewhere between a pale blue and a grey. It's reading fairly accurately actually, with bits of brown. I only added the brown to one ply. I wanted it to be really subtle, but this has turned out really nicely. It's not what I had in mind exactly, but I am very happy with it, and I think the contrast, the combination will look lovely in a colourwork beanie, and I'm thinking fingerless gloves because she's a farmer. I think that would be more practical for her. I then went ahead and plied the Ryeland and Suri, and I'm surprised at how thin I spun it. I didn't think I was spinning it that thin, but it has come up as a fingering weight. It took forever to ply. I just felt like it would never end, and it wasn't that much. It's only 130 grams all up, I think. And I'm thinking, other than the fact that it's got a low twist, it could be shock yarn, given that it's Ryeland, which is quite a hard wearing fibre, and then the Suri, you know, alpaca is quite strong as well, while being really soft and warm. So maybe it would make a good pair of bed socks. It's just that the twist is quite low, so I wouldn't make socks for actually wearing inside the shoes. That's one idea anyway. And I got a little bit distracted one afternoon, and I have a bag of yarn scraps from my knitting projects, and just had a thought pop into my head that maybe I could brush the scraps out with my dog brush, which is not here, and it worked really, really well. And I had heaps of this red, like an ox blood red scrap yarn that was from my sea glass sweater pullover, and it was just a single yarn, so it brushed out really easily, and I had heaps of it. And then I brushed out a heap of pink and purple, different shades of pink and purple yarn that I have been using to knit pullovers for my nieces. So I used the ox blood red as like a base colour, and then added lots of the purple and pink. I drum carded it all into 1.5 batch, and it was so much fun. And I ended up with quite a tweedy, interesting yarn, and I'm so pleased with it. I've been looking online for really good videos about turning the scraps yarn back into handspun, and a lot of it's pretty textural art type yarn, which I'm not really interested in. I want yarn that I can knit with and knit garments with, and this has exceeded my expectations. So I've got a whole stack of like blue and green and teal that I'm going to blend together into another skein. I kind of wish I'd filmed this process, and so I could share it in a bit more detail, but I might do that with the next lot that I do with the different group of colours that I've got set aside. So that was just so much fun and so satisfying to turn something that's just a waste into something incredibly beautiful and very useful, giving it a second life. It's absolutely my jam. And finally, I am now spinning for the cowl for my friend, and I'm spinning a lamb's fleece. And this is the split carded locks, and this is turning into the most beautiful spin. I'm just loving it so much. I spun from split carded locks for the other two. For these two, I spun these the same way, and it is so much easier with this beautiful lamb's fleece. And I think it's because it's 4 inches. The staple length is 4 inches, whereas for this the fleece I was using was 3 inches, and I just found it quite not hard, just the fibre kind of gets quite disorganized in your hand as you're spinning, whereas the longer staple length, it just seems to stay together better, and it's just, you just keep being able to draft and not have it kind of go all messy in your hand. And it's coming up unbelievably soft, and yet it doesn't feel like the superfine merino. This feels like it's got more, I don't know, more spring, more elasticity. I think the superfine merino that I have spun the same way from flick carded locks spins beautifully, and I think this might be maybe like in the low 20s micron. Maybe that's what I'm feeling, the difference. That's the difference that I'm feeling. I kind of imagine that this is like maybe this is more like the Cormo Inverleigh type fibres, which I've never spun before. So I'm really just kind of having a stab in the dark, really, about why this fleece feels so different and just so beautiful to spin. I do love spinning superfine merino as well, but I processed some more fleece, but this is just different, and I just can't put my finger on why, but it's so beautiful to spin, and the singles on the bobbin are just unbelievably soft. I just can't stop having a feel and just stroking the singles on the bobbin just to appreciate how stunning it is. So I'm just going to try and fill 2 bobbins with this and apply them together, because the cowl is a lace work in it, so the 2 ply should hopefully really bring that lace work, should really make the lace work shine. Yeah, so that's what I will continue on with this week, as well as I will get these wound up into balls, centre pole balls, on my cardboard noctiping, and start knitting.